First, we're going to need to log in to eWeaver. So I'm going to enter my credentials, my secure password. Now yours will look a little different than mine since I'm faculty. But as you can see, I've created some favorites here so that I can quickly go to Gmail, Canvas, and Box. But your menu might look something like this, where you're getting the featured items if you don't have favorites. So I'm going to go back to my favorites. And in my case, I'm going to click on faculty, staff email. But for you as a student, you'll be clicking on Wildcat Mail right here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my Gmail. Now this will bring me to my email box. And what I'll need to do is I'm going to click on this series of squares over here in the upper right-hand corner. And that will bring up all of the Google apps for education. Now we're going to go into Drive. Okay. Now this is my, these are all the documents that I have created so far. And you might have some documents in there also. But we're going to go ahead and create a new document. So I'm going to click this new plus over here. And we're going to start with a Google Doc. Okay. So we're going to click Google Doc. Now something I like to do right away is to get rid of this untitled document. A neat little trick is I can type in my document and I could say today's lecture notes, and then if I click on the title, it will automatically populate it with what I have on the first line. So my first step is that I've saved my document, and let's say maybe I take some notes. I'm going to put some bullet points. I might say, today we learned about Google Apps for Education. Okay, and let's say class is over. I want to save this. Now, after coming back to this, in a couple weeks, it might be hard to find. So if we click on this little folder option, that allows us to move it to a folder. So then I might have a folder that already for a class or for a certain topic. So here I have data science, I have Google App examples. In this case, I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm going to say Tech Ed Class. Okay, so I'm going to save it in there. And then what I'd like to do, so I'm going to move it here. Okay, so now as we can see up here, today's lecture notes has been moved to my drive to Tech Ed Class. Okay, and then let's say one of my friends wasn't in class today and I'd like to share it with that person. So I would type in their email here. So I'm going to type in, let's see, I'll share this with another one of my email addresses. And I'm going to say, here are today's notes. And the important thing is I want to set what the permissions are. Maybe if I just want the person to be able to view it, I would hit can view. Can comment allows them to comment on it and view. Or if I want them to collaborate right in the document, I can tell them they can edit. So I'm going to say they can edit, and then we can also come into more advanced settings. So currently I am I'm going to share it, but I have to change the permissions here. So specific people would just be is okay, and then if I hit send, that is sending to my other email address. And it's asking me, it's giving me a reminder that they are outside the Weber.edu organization, and I'm going to say that's okay. So now you can see the sharing settings. It's shared with another person. So here's myself. I am the owner, and then the other version of myself is an editor. And I click done, and that concludes our first video. We'll continue in the next videos where we'll be doing some more advanced things within a doc.